Troops surge on the coast. Venezuela military buildup and deterrence math. A coastline tells its own story when ships crowd the horizon and convoys move at dusk. Venezuela's troop surge along the Caribbean coast is meant to be seen and interpreted. This is a clear, hype-free walkthrough of what a coastal buildup signals, how deterrence math works, and what to watch when deployments meet diplomacy. Start with the intent behind the optics. Military buildups advertise capability and will. Air patrols that run on a schedule. Coastal defense batteries rolled into position. Marines drilling amphibious landings. Radar coverage stitched into a single picture. None of this automatically means war. It means the government wants three things at once: reassure domestic audiences, raise the political cost for adversaries, and shape any negotiation from a position of visible strength. The hardware on display matters less than the posture it enables. Coastal defense usually stacks layers: surveillance radars and maritime patrol aircraft to find targets, fast attack craft and patrol boats to shadow them, shore-based anti-ship missiles for standoff denial, air defense to protect key nodes, and army units to secure ports, airfields, and logistics hubs. Add electronic warfare to jam and deceive, and the picture becomes more about control of tempo than brute force. If you can see first, decide faster, and complicate an opponent's approach, you deter at lower cost. Deterrence math is about credibility, not theatrics. For a surge to deter, three equations must balance. First, capability. Do the forces fielded actually threaten costs an opponent wants to avoid? Second, communication. Are the signals clear enough that outsiders understand the red lines without requiring guesswork? Third, control. Can leadership turn the dial up or down quickly to avoid drifting into escalation by accident? Troops on a beach are a statement. Command and control is the punctuation. Logistics is the truth serum of any buildup. Fuel, spares, and trained crews determine whether a surge lasts days or months. Port capacity, maintenance cycles, and airfield throughput set the ceiling for sustained presence. If units rotate predictably and equipment uptime stays high, the signal is resilience. If tempo drops quickly, the signal is strain. Watch warehouses and maintenance depots as closely as the parade ground. Exercises are the theater where intent and readiness meet. Amphibious drills practice contested landings and logistics over a beachhead. Air-sea integration trials test how quickly aircraft can cue coastal missiles. Live fire windows reveal not just accuracy, but safety culture. Each event is both training and messaging, a way to test internal procedures while showing outsiders which scenarios the force is rehearsing and which it is not. Borders and sea lanes turn deployments into diplomacy by other means. When patrol routes press near disputed areas, risk lives in small moments. A radio challenge phrased badly, a captain who misreads a track, a flare fired too early. That is why professional protocols, standard hails, shared charts, and hotlines matter as much as hardware. The best deterrence reduces room for accidents even while signaling resolve. The air picture is the nervous system. Persistent patrols by surveillance aircraft extend radar horizons and cue surface units. Fighter sorties demonstrate quick reaction times. Air defense batteries protect key coastal nodes and create bubbles that complicate an opponent's calculus. But every sortie consumes hours on airframes and supply chains. Sustainable tempo is a better predictor of deterrent value than any single flyover. Economics set the boundary conditions. Surges cost money: fuel, overtime, spare parts, and deferred maintenance elsewhere. When budgets are tight, each extra patrol implies a trade-off: a ship not refit, a radar not upgraded, a training cycle cut short. Effective deterrence spends wisely. It showcases enough capability to raise doubts in an adversary's mind without hollowing out the force over time. Information control shapes the narrative at home and abroad. Official footage highlights precision and discipline. Rumors and misinfo can inflate or distort risk. Credible third-party imagery, maritime tracking, and commercial satellite shots often provide a stabilizing cross-check. States that brief consistently, maps, timelines, safety procedures, tend to keep escalation pressures lower because fewer actors are operating on guesswork. What might outside powers do? Partners and rivals usually answer surges with calibrated visibility, port calls, overflights, exercises with neighbors, or quiet intelligence sharing. The aim is to reassure allies without creating a mirror escalation spiral. Watch for confidence-building moves alongside the muscle. Observer invitations, incident at sea talks, or technical channels that keep a heated day from becoming a hot week. Escalation ladders are built from thresholds. A surge that stays within national waters and airspace signals defense. Crossing into contested zones with live fire or risky intercepts raises the rung. Targeting economic enablers, survey ships, supply vessels, moves the contest into gray zones where miscalculation is most likely. Deterrence works best when each rung is separated by clear messaging and reversible steps. How to read the next 30 days. Track the cadence of patrols and drills. Note whether deployments expand in scope or simply rotate. Watch logistics, tells, fuel barges, maintenance convoys, spare parts deliveries, and monitor whether communication protocols with neighbors and outside navies are active and professional. If exercises start to simulate interdictions of commercial traffic, risk rises. If they focus on coastal defense and rescue operations, risk moderates. The bottom line is simple and hard. A coastal troop surge is a tool, not a strategy. It can buy attention and leverage, but only if matched with discipline, logistics, and diplomacy that keep channels open. Deterrence math favors forces that are predictable to themselves, legible to others, and sustainable over time. The true test is not how dramatic the footage looks this week, but how calmly the situation is managed over many weeks without an accident no one intended. For clear context and sober tracking of fast-moving security stories, visit globalinfoveta.com.